Trigger, and I am launching, well, I'm building my 6th store. This is a store that I have been meaning to build for a while, or just like considering building, because I think there's a clear need. Oh my gosh, the baby is being so loud, sorry. So yeah, I think that there's a clear need. I could source the product, like a unique product that is solid quality pretty easily, and I'm excited about it. So I'm putting together the store, and I'm going to document you know, what I'm doing every day. So here's the list of things that I take care of on day 1 of my build. So throughout the whole process, I'm definitely going to make some more polished content, but it's right in my head right now, it's fresh. So I'm going to share it here, what I did today with you guys, my most engaged followers. Okay, so the first thing that I've been doing, and I've been doing this for probably months now, is considering the product. So when I became a new mom, I knew that there was going to be a lot of products that I hadn't used in a long time that I either could like perfect on, or something that I really, really needed. And I would be able to see gaps in the market if I kept my mindset open to different opportunities as I went through this journey. And I think that's a good mindset to carry, is that like if you keep your mind open towards opportunities or gaps in the market as you just live your everyday life, your product ideas are going to come to you a little bit easier. So that's what happened here. Next up, I knew that during this period in my life where I was a new mom again, that I would go through all the trials and tribulations of my ideal client in a really meaningful way, which is why I chose this target audience for my new niche store. Really understanding the ideal client, because I'm literally living it, is going to allow me to make emotional copywriting and concepts for videos. It's going to make all that process a lot easier and more genuine. So this is why it was a good time in my life to build this 6th. So coming up with a name, I pretty much just used the actual function of the product, and I looked up synonyms for it, and I pictured the words that were coming up in these recommendations and synonyms, and I tried to make a little cutesy picture play on using the words. So that's how I came up with the name. Next thing I did was I made a logo. I don't know, I always start with this. It makes it feel real to me. And I made my logo in Canva, doing that little play with the words and the imagery that I was trying to convey. My name conveys a message. So after I come up with my name and my logo, I go around and I look for all of the handles. So Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, Facebook, I grab all of those, and then I of course have to get the domain name as well. So unfortunately .com wasn't available, but .ca was, so I grabbed that one. So I have my domain and I have all my handles. So now we're ready to build the store out. So next up, you want to start with your all-star product. This is the one that's going to draw everybody in, so that's what I did today. So I worked all day long on trying to like reach out to my connections, see if I could source it, see where I could source it, and then figure out if I could find an easy way to like import it into my store for easy fulfillment and all of that. So I got the connect. I mean, it's not perfect. I'm definitely gonna have to fine tune the supply chain as I go, but it's pretty good, and I can source it for $41, and I think that I can retail for probably $1.99, and I'm gonna be charging American dollars because I'm Canadian. If I charge American, whenever I do the currency conversion, I get like 23 cents on the dollar. So it allows me to be a little bit more competitive in the American market, because I can actually charge charge less than my competitors, because I have the advantage of the currency conversion. So a huge bulk part of my day was coming up with the emotional copywriting for the product description. So you really want to hone in here on understanding the client's needs and positioning your product as something that's going to fulfill their needs and make them feel a certain type of way. You really want to hone that in. You want to focus on like sounding like a human. Like, don't be afraid to like sound like it's a conversational sales discussion, instead of like it's made of silicone or it's made out of leather, and focusing on things that people don't really care about that much. They want to know how this product is going to make them feel. So I spent most of my day working on that. The other thing that I do on my first day is I bulk out my policies. So what my return policies are going to be, shipping policies, and you also want to use human tone here. You want to talk like, you want to sound like a person and not like a policy, I guess, is my best advice here. And then I worked on my imagery. So because I don't have any product photos yet that I've made myself, I'm going to use a lot of stock images, and I'm working on my list of influencers that I'm going to send the product to for free. In exchange, they're going to give me user-generated content that I will be able to use on my website and in my promotional material. So that is something that's going to go into the, the marketing process, but I'm still in the build, so we're going to work on imagery later on. And next up, I grabbed the Instagram handle and I'm working it out. So you pretty much need at least 12 images to make your Instagram look complete. So fill out your bio, fill out your username, put your URL in, do some promotional material in terms of like making content. I know, honey, we're almost done. I know. Making content that's going to attract your ideal client. So it doesn't have to be about your product, but it has to attract your ideal client. And that's what I accomplished on day one of my build. So doesn't sound like a lot, or does it sound like a lot? I don't know. But that quite literally took me from pretty much 10 a.m. until now, which is 9 p.m. And of course I have the little one, and I just did it during nap times and played and worked on my computer, and I just, you know, made it work. So that's what we're doing today, and we're going to be back at it tomorrow. Of course, I'll make some polished content about this. I know this was kind of crazy. But yeah, I thought I'd just share that so that you guys would have it while it was fresh. So when I get into these hyper productive states, I call them the obsession phases. And last night I ended up staying up till probably 4 a.m. Just working on different marketing and stuff, concepts and whatnot for the store. I'm really excited about it. And whenever I get excited and I start to take action towards the goal, the momentum theory kind of takes over, which eventually turns into the obsession phase. And I just kind of like have all the motivation in the world to do all the work all at once. I don't know why that always happens to me, but either way, I'm a little tired today, but excited to get started. So here's what I'm doing today for my second day of building my 6th store. So the first thing is just I sent out a couple emails. So I messaged my accountant and I messaged my lawyer. My lawyer is just going to put a couple different things in place around the branding to protect me from copycats, etc., to give me a plan of action in case somebody does try to infringe on my intellectual property. My accountant is just going to start up a new, book for the income and expenses for this new store. They all fall under one corporate umbrella, so I don't have to like open a new corporation or anything like that. Next up, I was giving my customer service manager a heads up that we're going to have another store, so she has to set up the infrastructure for that new store. So the infrastructure around a customer service department is basically just like email. So in Shopify, you can use your settings to do a branded forwarding email. So I can make an email that says like returns at my store's domain, and it'll forward to our customer service department. We already have templates from our other stores for common problems like where's my order and I'd like to do a return. So she's going to personalize and brand those templates to the new store's branding. So she's going to work on that. But at this stage, we don't have any orders, so it's not really a big deal and there's really no rush. I was more or less just giving her a heads up that she's got to start working on that. And once the store, hopefully the store starts to get a lot of volume and sales, eventually we'll switch over from just like an email response, like customer service situation, to a service called Gorgeous, which is basically automation. So it'll basically pull order details from your store and automatically respond to different types of common inquiries. And this just alleviates some of the work that my customer service team has to do. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my flow desk. So I'm going to put one pop-up on my website. I'm going to put 2 different forms on my website for email collectors. And I'm also going to put together a form for an email catch. So in exchange for an email, I'm going to give a magnet piece. And this magnet piece is usually a high value piece of content or a freebie. If you have a physical product, you can do a freebie as well. So all of my content efforts are going to be not to sell my product, but to get people to go sign up for the free. That way I'm building an email list, and then in the back office of my flow desk, I'm going to put together a 5 email welcome series. So as soon as somebody signs up for my email, they're going to get 5 different emails from me, and all of this is just going to be me basically them that I understand their common pain points and that like we're a trustworthy source for information and support, and just making myself a valuable member of their, you know, their phone scrolling essentially. So writing the magnet piece, writing the emails, and doing the formatting for email collection is definitely going to be a huge part of my day. Today, it's going to take a while, but it's important to have that set up first because my main goal right now isn't really to make sales. It's more or less to accumulate qualified. So next up, my marketing team is going to start putting together a list of influencers that we want to put on our PR list. So these influencers are people that we'll reach out to for paid deals, and we send them free products. And we're just trying to keep our brand top of mouth for these influencers by continuing to commissions through affiliate revenue. So they're going to put together that list and hopefully start sending reach out emails by the end of the week. And then we're going to follow that up with like a wider affiliate campaign. So basically, if you want to add on to your purchase the opportunity to make a little bit of affiliate commissions by recommending us, we're going to pretty much allow that to all the consumers that we have. So something I have to do today is set up the infrastructure for tracking our affiliates and cultivating those relationships for this brand. So to summarize, I'm doing a lot of housekeeping. I'm putting my team in the loop, and they're all going to go do what they do great and do well. And I'm setting up and building out more infrastructure that's necessary to facilitate all of this activity. So I gotta get to work, guys, so I'll talk to you guys later. I also wanted to share this with you guys. So this is something that crosses my mind all the time when I'm trying to build out a store. I'm getting excited about a new idea. I'm kind of crazy about budgeting, so I know to the cent how much it costs for my lifestyle every single month. And what I like to keep myself motivated is to break down, he's laughing at me, is to break down how many sales a day I need to facilitate or pay for all of my expenses in the month. I've been doing this since I started my very first e-commerce store. My first goal ever was to make $700 a month to pay my rent. I still do this to this day. So this is a higher ticket item. So I need to find one customer every single day to pay all of my bills. And so when I think of it that way, I have to find one person who believes in this product just as much as I do every single day. Becomes more manageable and attainable, and I know what I'm supposed to do every day. So that's a little tidbit too. I just got a saucy DM and it was like, if you have 5 successful stores, why would you bother opening a 6th one? And my answer is because I like to do this. I find building businesses very rewarding and fun and stimulating, and when I can build something from absolutely nothing that generates meaningful revenue in my life, I find that really cool and fun. So I guess my answer is I do it because I enjoy it.